Hello and welcome to a karting video. We're at TeamSport Leeds and this has all been brought together by the man you see in front of me. It's Robbie Racing. And this event was made because he achieved 2,000 subscribers. I was really looking forward to seeing how this goes because a few of the lads, including Robbie, were from Leicester, and the fact I'm familiar with the track because I go to uni in Leeds. The format for this event was a 15-minute qualifying and then a 15-minute reverse grid race. So let's get onto the track. After completing TeamSport's standard procedures of practicing a red light, we finally got the green flag and could get some qualifying laps in. I had clear air for the first half of qualifying, but I was a little bored, so I've skipped it forwards to when I've actually caught up to someone. I've tried to set up for the switchback, but I'm just not able to get enough momentum to pull alongside them. However, I think the guy in kart 10 recognised I was a little quicker and let me through. I've skipped forwards and I finally caught up to Robbie and Kevin. I saw that they were having a nice little battle and I thought this would be interesting to compare my pace to theirs and to what it might be like during the race. Also, apart from the one guy in kart 10 that I'd overtaken, I'd seen no action for this whole qualifying session, so I wanted to join the fun. As we go through the bridge of death, Robbie's going to absolutely send one up the inside on Kevin, and that puts him out of position. I go nice and wide to set up for the switchback, and we get through. And humping the cart like a puppy that hasn't been neutered, I managed to secure the overtake. Down the bridge, I send it up the inside of Robbie, but he manages to stay on the outside and hold his line, managing to hold me off. Seeing Robbie hop, I knew I had a pace advantage going under the bridge. Robbie turns in a little early, catching the bump and forcing him wide. I think about making a move, but he holds a good defensive line, so I have to back out. I checked my shoulder and see Kevin a kart length back. I didn't expect him to send it up the inside. I hold a good defensive line and I thought that was it. But Kevin had other ideas.
Here's KTB.
As we come round the bend, we're side by side, but I back out going into the bridge of death knowing he would hit the bump and cut across the track, and I didn't want to end up in the wall. But that was a great move from Kevin. Kevin. When approaching the bridge of death, I turned in too soon and I went airborne.
It was at this moment he knew. He fucked up.
Inevitably bouncing me off the wall like a ball in a pinball machine. Funnily enough, Robbie actually thought I dropped back to get some clean air, which is exactly why I tactically purposely crashed. And I actually ended up getting my fastest lap on the penultimate lap for the qualifying session. We saw no more action in the qualifying session, so I'll show you my fastest lap now. You may be wondering, why am I now behind a blue and black suited driver? Well, Kevin thought he was Daniel Ricciardo and tried a late dive bomb into turn 1 on Robbie. However, quickly realised that these TeamSport brakes are not, shall we say, F1 standard, forcing me to use my reactions to not absolutely murder him.
The LED boards. Oh my word, that...
Stop the cap.
Appreciate those recorded as well.
In our grid slots, we just wait for the lights.
It's lights out and away we go.
I have an absolute rocket of a launch, going past both Kevin and Hannah around the outside, managing to make it stick as I took in behind Robbie after the S's. As we approach the bridge, I know that a potential overtake can happen here. Robbie makes a slight mistake going wide, so I tried to go on the left side to make a dive on the inside, but it gets blocked off. Everyone crams up, so I tried to move to the narrow inside and I managed to get the switch back. The overtake hasn't stuck yet, as the guy in kart 16 tries to make his way around the outside. However, gets tangled up with Robbie, and that allows me to overtake on the inside. Also, guys in kart 10 and 17 had to slow down significantly to make it round the corner, so I've managed to use my momentum to sweep around the outside of them, and that's to gain another 2 more positions, putting me into 4th from 11th after 2 laps. Up to the front runners into turn 1 as they all seem to bunch up, and I seem to gain a lot through the S's, so I try to make a move. However, contact slows me down, and so Kevin managed to use his momentum to sneak around the outside of me, making him on the inside for the next hairpin, and I nearly lose another place because of it. Oh my god, Adam just got murdered. Let's see that from Kevin's perspective.
Oh my god, good lord, Adam absolutely ate shit.
Let's watch that again, shall we? Okay, I think that's enough Harlem shaking. I think Adam's already shaken up enough. Now after making sure Adam's back and body was all in one piece, the marshals put us back into our positions, waiting for the restart. However, I caught on very quickly that Kevin's kart had turned off, so I thought on the yellows I would push him up the hill and hope that a green flag would restart the race so I could get an easy picking. Unfortunately, the TeamSport marshals noticed this, so they restarted his engine and put him back in front of me. Damn it.
I would have gotten away with it too, if it wasn't for you meddling, mutant, animal-hating...
Marshals.
This is great banter. It really is.
Now everyone's back in their order and all the carts are running. We're now awaiting the green lights. The lights go green, but I get a poor getaway. I see someone on my inside in case they'd make a dive under the bridge, so I take a slightly wider line than usual but hold on to my position. When coming around the last corner, I check over my shoulder to see how far the car behind me was, although I didn't realise they were that close on my bumper, even feeling it into turn 1. I knew I had the pace to overtake Kevin, even gaining a couple tenths through the S's. However, catching up is one thing, and overtaking is another. I had good momentum on Kevin going under the bridge, and as soon as I saw him attempt to make a cutback, I went for the gap.
Being a racing driver means you are racing with other people. And if you no longer go for a gap that exists, you're no longer a racing driver.
No. Wait.
Well, that's not how it was supposed to go. That wasn't in the script. The only thing I can try and do now is get my head down and recover what's left. This is such tight racing, I'm just waiting for any little mistake I can pounce on. But SuperKart Blondie's not making any mistakes right now, and neither are the racers ahead. Hannah's going to send it up the inside on kart number 10. She takes him round the outside, so I try and set up the cutback. Whoa, didn't even know he was that close behind me. Luckily I managed to stay ahead. But now kart number 10's got past Hannah again. This is really close battling. bridge, I get good momentum on Hannah, so I think about making a move. I see her pull off to the right, I go for the gap, but then she cuts in, and I didn't want to hit her. I've braked and had to swerve out of the way. Crap. There goes all that work I've done. All I can do now is get my head down with the clear track now ahead of me, try and get some hot laps in, and to make sure that I hold my position. After skipping a few laps, I finally am catching back up to the train. Let's see if we can redeem ourselves. With the yellow flag out, I thought that was it and I'd just missed the checkered flag. However, the lights go green and I was completely caught napping. Turns out the race weren't even over yet. Coming out under the bridge, I'm right on the bumper of Hannah. But she gets a much better exit out of the last corner and completely loses me on the straight. However, this is the last lap now, so I'll give it all I can. I seem to be getting some good momentum through the yeses. I'm really catching up to Hannah now. Wow, I'm really getting some good momentum into these corners. I'm right on the bumper of Hannah again. As we go under the tunnel for the last lap, we're just too far back to make a lunge. So as we come round the last corner, we finish in P7. But as I go down onto my cool lap, I can happily say this was an incredible race. It had everything: the drama, the contact, the overtakes. Just an incredible race. So a big thank you to RB Racing for hosting this successful event, and for him even going out of his way to make us merchandise for this one-off event. The only thing that was left to do was hand out the trophies to the people that finished third, second and first.
In second place, also finishing with 16 laps, was Kevin Taylor-Beebe. So in first place with 16 laps also was Adam.
And just like that, who would have thought 3 Leicester heavyweights would lock out the podium? And as always, thanks for watching and subscribe.